Channel. There is no deterrent. They got rid of the Rwanda scheme on the first day in office for the Labour government. So all they have is the law enforcement strategy, which doesn't appear thus far to be working. Now, we've got some videos we'd like to show you, which I'm sure will enrage many of our audience, understandably, because some of these videos that we're going to show you here have been posted by the migrants themselves crossing illegally from France today, and they do that because they realise that the people smugglers are going to use these video sequences in their advertising to get even more migrants to come across. Take a look at this first clip. So this is a young man in the middle of the channel, face covered, not looking intimidating at all, as he is making the crossing. And it's pretty much, as you can see there, flat cam conditions in the channel. We've some more video on board a boat, or on board two boats, that we can show you. Again, this is video that was captured, taken this morning by migrants on board these vessels, and it's being used and pumped out now by criminal people smugglers in the right across the world, in the source countries, to try and attract, as we say, even more migrants to come on the journey, showing them that, look at these benign conditions, look how easily you can cross the short distance from France to the UK. And more video this time shows the carrying of these small boats. We say a small boat, but take a look at this one that's being carried down through the woods towards the coastline. So the big old beasts, these boats, and they have to be, obviously, when they're cramming 70, sometimes more than that, on board these vessels for the journey across from France to the UK. So carried, even in a wooded area like this, if you have lots of police, you would think that they would be easily discoverable before they actually get down to the beach and launch these vessels, but many of them, of course, make it across any time there is a good day. And people might be asking, well, you know, why aren't the French police doing more? Why isn't the French government doing more? And others could argue that, well, is it really in their own interests to stop these boats from getting across? It gets rid of a problem. But it actually doesn't get rid of a problem, because look at this next video sequence. It's taken from a village on the northern coast, and it just shows you what the people of France in these coastal communities are having to put up with day in, day out.
بيجي إضافة صار إضافة بيجي إن شاء الله حنبغى.
So that is an otherwise peaceful coastal community in France, just teeming with migrants. And of course, if you live in these areas and you see predominantly young men in your midst coming through the village like that, you can understand how that might be quite frightening for these individuals. So there is, you would think, an imperative on the part of the French government to try to do something to deal with this particular issue. Take a look at the next video that we have for you that does show actually very significant numbers of French police. So you can see there van load after van load of the French police heading down towards the coast, the migrant there looking at the time. But of course, what they're not doing is stopping and intervening to ask these individuals who are heading down towards the beaches what they're doing. And they just signal back, wave, fists in the air defiantly at the police, knowing the police are doing absolutely nothing. And actually the vast majority of these migrant boats that set out on that journey across to the UK are successful in that endeavour.
And you can see why they're doing it. I mean, firstly, it's so brazen. Thank you for bringing us those clips. So brazen that these people are just posting this on a public platform. Look at us, look at our big boat, look at us carrying it through the woods. You can see exactly the route they're taking. You can see exactly the road that they're walking along. You can see exactly the village that they're passing through. You can see exactly which boat they're on in the middle of the channel. They clearly feel like no one is going to stop them, and they know exactly what they're going to get on the other side to a large extent, because people are posting also these types of videos from the hotels and also presumably from rented accommodation, which we know the government is seeking more and more of. You know, a lot of people will be thinking, why not take my chances?
Yeah, and I mean, it's a very good point on the sort of brazen nature of this and what exactly are the police doing to intervene here, because the British government will tell you that as part of their strategy to deal with the gangs, the smashing the gangs policy, they are signing all the time new cooperation agreements with various countries, chief among them, of course, is France, who have given £500 million in investment to help tackle this problem. And we're told that in the coming weeks and months, the French will adopt a new tactic of intervening to push the small boats back when they launch into the water of the beaches. At the moment, the policy is once they're in the water, they don't go near the boats. But if they can get to them before they launch, then they will do it. But actually, even this policy of getting to the boats before they launch, although we heard a flurry of incidents in the past where the police were going and puncturing the boats, that doesn't seem to be happening nearly as much. And one of the key reasons why it doesn't appear to be happening as much is because of the violent reaction that the police are getting from the migrants down on the beach. And unless the police are there mob-handed, it is very difficult for them to reach out to do that and put themselves at very obvious risk from angry and violent migrants.